In 2015, I quit my second income over a $1,200 camera that I never even bought. So let me paint the picture for you. I had just opened a channel because I'd been watching this woman who was absolutely killing it online. And she kept saying it. This platform is the place to be. So I'm in. I'm excited. I'm watching her vibes. I'm taking my little notes. And then one day she starts talking about equipment. So she says that she bought an $800 camera and it did not work out for her. So she upgraded to a $1,200 camera instead. And I heard those numbers and something in me just closed. I said, well, that's not going to happen for me. And then I quit. Brand new channel, all the excitement done over a camera that I never even bought for a channel that I never gave a chance. Now, here's the part that makes it a confession and not just a story. That same woman had shared plenty of advice that I could afford, including how to start with just your cell phone. The information was right there, but I had already decided that if I couldn't do it big, I wasn't going to do it at all. So that channel sat empty for about 10 years. And let me tell you why quitting came so easy. I came to this country alone, no backup, no family net, no room for expensive mistakes. So when that camera price felt impossible, quitting felt like being realistic. It wasn't realistic. It was fear wearing a budget. So today, that channel has 100 of videos on it, and it pays me. Monetized at video 164, by the way. Not overnight. Consistency after the quit. Built with a cell phone. So this video is about what actually changed. Because the thing that kept me broke for 10 extra years was not money. And it was not talent. It was one thing. And it has a name. And I'd bet it's the exact thing standing between you and your second income right now. And before we're done, I'm going to tell you about a woman that I met in community college whose story I have never forgotten because she is all of us. So stay with me. Here's the belief that I need to break first. You think that the reason you don't have a second income yet is money and credentials or time. Baby, it's none of those. Your biggest problem is obscurity. Nobody knows you exist. Think this through with me. You know things. You can bake, or you can braid hair, or you good at doing budget, or you good at organizing or fix something, or explain something that people out here are paying too much to have explained badly. But nobody can pay you for what you know if they don't know that you're alive. Before people pay you, they have to trust you. Before they trust you, they have to hear what you're about. And before they can hear you, you have to show up somewhere that they can see you. That's the whole chain. Money sits at the end of being seen. And most of us are trying to skip to the money while staying comfortably invisible. So the real question becomes, what keeps us in the shadows? And I've lived the answer, so I can tell you. 2 thieves. The first one is consuming without implementing and is dressed up as being responsible, that you'll defend it. The second is the all or nothing mindset, the one that quit a whole channel over a camera. We're going to take down one at a time, and then I'll show you what to do instead with 4 moves, just 4. Now, let me say something with love before I say the hard part. When money is tight, wanting everything for free, it makes perfect sense. I've been there. You being careful. You being smart with what you have. I will never fault a woman for that. But here's what nobody tells you about free. Free without a strategy is not actually free. You pay for it in trial and error. You pay for it in time. And time is the one thing at our age that we do not get refunded. And it is not just the free stuff. Let me describe a spiral that I know personally and tell me if you've ridden this ride. You buy a course about your thing, a good course, by the way. But before you finish implementing it, the person that you bought it from mentions how they got so good at marketing, for instance, from another course, from somebody else. And your brain goes, well, I will need marketing eventually. Let me grab it now and park it for later. So now you own 2 courses. You've implemented 0 And here's the joke nobody warned you about: information expires. By the time you circle back to that part course, half of it is obsolete. The platforms changed, the strategies moved. You bought groceries and let them in the car. So hear me on this, because it is the most important distinction of this whole video. The problem was never buying the course. The problem is buying without a strategy. And strategy just means an honest sentence. I am buying this course. I am stuck at this specific spot, and this gets me unstuck. If you can't finish that sentence, you're not investing, you're collecting. And listen, I say all this as the queen of the collectors. My biggest regret in building my second income is not the money I spent. It's that I kept consuming and never took action long enough to get the breakthrough. I would start, hit a resistance, and then instead of pushing through, I'd buy more preparation. Preparing is the most responsible way to hide. Nobody questions a woman who's studying. When it was time for me to go to college, I could not afford to go straight to Boston University, so I started at Bunker Hill Community College. No shame. That was the class I could take. And while I was there, I met a woman who told me her story. She had started her degree years ago at a 4-year college, and then she got pregnant and stopped. She had credits sitting there, and she wanted to finish her degree. And the school had evening classes, so I said to her, why don't you just take a couple of evening classes? Start there. And she said, no. She said, I want to go back full time so I can finish fast. If I take one class here, one class there, it will take me too long. Y'all, by the time I graduated from Bunker Hill Community College and then transferred to Boston University and was working on that degree, she still had not started. All of that time passed for both of us, the same years. And if she needed 30 credits back then, guess what she needed now? 30 credits. The full-time plan that was supposed to be faster produced 0 credits, while the 2 slow evening classes would have had her nearly done. The years were going to pass either way. Only one of us let them count. That is the all or nothing mindset, and it is out here robbing women daily. I need to be good. I need the good camera, or I want film. I need everything perfect, or I won't post anything. I need to go big, or I won't start. Baby, take the evening classes. Whatever the evening class version of your second income is, the one video, the one cake order, the 1 hour on a Saturday, take it. Slow credits beat perfect 0 every single time. And if you needed somebody to give you permission to start small, consider it given. Subscribe. That's what this channel is every single day. Move number 2, start ugly, because here's the market truth nobody tells beginners. There is a customer base for every single level that you will ever be at. Let me prove it with cakes. Say you bake. Your early cakes are $50 cakes. Basic cake decoration, a little homemade looking. You know who exists? People who want a $50 cake, a whole customer base of them. Then you get better, and now you're making $250 cakes, different customer base, also real, also waiting. And one day, $2,000 cakes. Then you get $2,000 cake people. But hear me, you do not get to the $2,000 cakes without making the $50 ugly ones first. The ugly cakes are not the embarrassing phase. They're the tuition. And unlike every other tuition, somebody pays you while you learn. And this applies to what you know, not just what you make. We keep discarding our gifts because we think people only pay experts, only the PhD, only the person with the fancy letters. That is not how trust works. If you're going through something right now and you get a breakthrough, the woman 2 steps behind you doesn't want the professor. She wants you. She wants to grab your arm and say, sis, how did you do that? Because you were just where she is and you speak her language. So being an expert at starting is a real credential. Being a professional learner who shows her work is a real credential. So stop devaluing your gift because it isn't 6 figures shiny yet. It doesn't have to be. It has to be 1 level ahead of somebody, and somebody is always at every level. Move number 3. When you implement, stay long enough to get the breakthrough. Because implementation alone is not the whole medicine. Here's the pattern that got me. I would actually start sometimes, try the thing, and when it did not work right away, instead of asking why it didn't work, I'd take that as my sign. See, that's not for me. And I quit sideways into another course and another group, another shiny thing. Quitting sideways doesn't feel like quitting, it feels like pivoting. It is quitting with better branding. So here's the rule that changed everything: implement, then diagnose, then try again. When something flops, the flop is information. Ask it questions. What is the topic, the title, the offer, the price? Fix one thing and run it again. The breakthrough almost never lives in attempt number one. It lives 3 or 4 honest attempts, deep, right past the stop where most people leave, which means the people who win aren't smarter than you. They just stayed in the room a little longer than the pain. And this is where I'll hand you my old mentor, Bushra Azar's line, because she was right. Money loves speed, not perfection, speed. Speed doesn't mean rushing. It means the distance between learning a thing and trying the thing is short. Learn Monday, try Tuesday, diagnose Wednesday, try again Thursday. That woman gets her breakthrough while the collector is still organizing her course library. And move number 4, because I'm not here to tell you to never invest. I invest in myself constantly. The move is let the action tell you what to buy. Here's how it works. You start ugly, small, evening class style. And as you go, the work itself starts pointing at your real gaps. Say you're doing your cakes and you keep noticing that your decoration takes hours, or it melts, or it never looks like the picture. Now you know exactly what to invest in: a course on that technique, an hour with somebody who's mastered it. And that investment pays off immediately because it lands on a real active problem in a real moving business. That's the difference between buying a ladder because you're standing at a wall versus collecting ladders in a field. So before any purchase, any course, any coach, any group, run the 1-sentence test. I am buying this because I am stuck at this spot, and this gets me unstuck. If the sentence completes, spend with confidence and then implement immediately while it's fresh before the information expires. If the sentence will not complete, keep your money and go take more action until it does. The action will always tell you where the next dollar goes. Consumption never will. All right, so put it in your pocket why you don't have a second income yet and the 4 moves that fix it. The real enemy is obscurity. Nobody can pay you for what they cannot see. And 2 thieves keep you invisible: consuming without implementing and all or nothing thinking. So number 1, take the evening class. Start at the size your life allows because the years pass either way. Number 2, start ugly. There's a consumer base at every level, and the $50 cakes are paid tuition. Number 3, implement and then stay. Diagnose the flop, try again. The breakthrough leaves a few honest attempts past where most people quit. Number 4, buy with a strategy. Let the action show you the gap, then invest right on top of it and implement while it is fresh. Show up, get seen, get trusted, get paid, in that order, always in that order. Let me close the loop on 2015. When I closed that laptop over a $1,200 camera, I told myself I was being realistic. I wasn't. I was choosing an all or nothing. And all or nothing always chooses nothing for you. The camera was never the problem. Staying invisible was. And I stayed invisible for about 10 more years, consuming, preparing, collecting, being the most studied woman in the room with nothing on the table to show for it. I think about the woman from Bunker Hill Community College sometimes. I hope she went back. I hope she took the evening classes, because the thing I finally learned, the thing that built everything I have now, is embarrassingly simple. The years pass either way. The only question is whether they leave credits behind. There is a consumer base for the woman you are right now, not the polished future version, the right now one, with the phone and the ugly first cake and the breakthrough she just had last month. Somebody 2 steps behind you is waiting for exactly her. Stop hiding her. That's the whole secret. That was always the whole secret. Now, if this video named your exact spot and you want the process I finally followed, everything I did to build my second income in the order I'll do it again, that's what I'm opening in August, pretty soon. I quartered August 31st, and I'm almost afraid of saying the date because I know I will commit, so I'm saying it. And it's for $97. So the wait list is at the top of the description. The women on that wait list will get first access on the founding price. No countdown clocks, no theater, just the steps from a woman who wasted a decade collecting them and finally walked them. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Webley. I started over at 50 years old. And on this channel, I share the real math and the real stories of building life and an income out loud every single day. So now tell me in the comments, and I read every single one, what's your $50 cake? The small, imperfect version of your thing that you could put out there this week. Name it. Because the moment you name it out loud, you're already stepped out of the shadows a little. That's how it starts. Subscribe if this is your season. You don't need permission to start over. You need a second birth. And I'll see you in the next one.